know, we're always told, aren't we, chums, about how charities are, you know, in dire straits for money, they need help, all that sort of stuff. And you have to think, well, you know, there are many charities that truly need your help. I'm a big supporter, as you can imagine, of the veterans that are left out on the streets, overlooked, of course, by this current government while everybody comes in and gets a freebie. These poor people who have literally represented us at their very best in the Army, the Navy, of course, the Royal Air Force, just tossed to one side with a lot of problems that nobody cares about. This particular charity, Mind, well, this is all about mental health. And when you think about it, they should be very careful who they align themselves with. But as ever with charities, it's all about money, right? As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. I think we've all felt the pinch, haven't we? We'd all like to do more for everybody. You'd all like to look out and, you know, but as I've often said, and I think many of you, so we'll have a nice wave. Nice to see you, chums. As I've often said, the biggest thing you can give somebody is your time. If you can just spare, you know, a few moments or half an hour or an hour with a cup of tea with somebody, sometimes that's as good as everything else, because you really make an effort to sort of get to know somebody and hopefully make their day a little bit better, that somebody's taken a step out and had a chat, you know. That's the problem. This should be the problem, of course, of this particular charity, Mind, a very big charity over here in the United Kingdom. And the reason why I highlight this is because I find it deplorable that they're associated with this particular company, E.ON. I've mentioned this company before. They are an energy supplier, right? And this colleague, once again, of mine has just highlighted the fact that even after the summer, and they've literally just paid their latest bill, they find themselves in £5 in arrears. Straight away to the phone, we're living alone. They send a rather aggressive text basically saying two things: that they're putting up the, you know, monthly allowance by £35 per month, and also, if that's not enough, right, think about that, £35 extra a month. But if that's not enough, because they've projected that is the sort of thing that they'd be doing, they now need to pay over £200 instantly to make sure they don't fall in arrears. Now, let me tell you, this particular individual is near some people who are literally living rent-free with everything given to them after entering this country illegally. This is exactly what is wrong with the system that we have now. This particular individual doesn't have a huge pension, is living as tightly as they can, but, you know, a massive leap of £35. So where does the charity come in? Well, you look at E.ON, right, this big conglomerate company, and they've decided that they're teaming up, and very happy to, over £250,000 so far, apparently raised on the back of your very expensive energy bills. Well, they're quite happy to be a partner with a company that gives out missives and messages like this. It's incredible. And if you think about it, this is Mind that says about mental health. So this individual lives alone, not quite sure how they're going to meet their bills. There's your problem. And then you open your phone and told, you better pay this money now. Now, naturally, as you can imagine, chums, I got involved and I'm in the process of hopefully trying to deal with it again. But it doesn't matter, because you know what the answer was when I contacted these people? Oh, well, this just happens automatically every 3 months. You shouldn't really worry about it. I'm not worried. I'm not the one living on my own, literally facing those sort of bills. It's frightening if you are. And I go back to what I said at the beginning. If you are a charity, be very, very careful who you align yourself with. If you look at the CEO of Mind, they're on a colossal salary too. So when you look at it, you kind of say to yourself, the poor guy on the street, the army veteran that really just needs a cup of tea, more importantly, some conversation, some support, well, where would your money be better placed? In these massive companies where you can just sign off that check, feel good about yourself, knowing that individuals who are over 80 years plus receive threatening text messages like that on a daily basis. They won't be alone, right? And so consequently they go, oh, but look, we're doing our wonderful bit for charity. Now, if I was E.ON, I would be looking at that very, very hard. And more importantly, if I was the charity, well, I think you're going to lose a lot of support, because playing with anybody's mental health is not apparently what you're supposed to be promoting. Or did I get that wrong? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.